for election, but now because of this simple mistake where I can't tell you what to, now I go make plenty people no vote. Right now, as the Electoral Commission Salon don't pull the date for votes and for register, plenty people just the yagba and they rush go do things them as they tell them for do. But hey, members say registration, the voter registration, they begin from the 3rd of September to the 4th of October 2022. That is the number one step where we give you guarantee say you go vote. But if you make mistake during this time, you not go for vote. And I think this way possible not able to help people. What does this mean? It means say no ever register na the area where you dey work, do business, or where you go to school. You know what it make? You know. So then the time for the election, they go say public transport not for one. This is a big challenge for you. Remember, if you tap na Kalbaton and then you dey work na Lomli, how you able to go and vote na that side? You go able for waka? The answer na no. So no make that mistake dey. As they blow the whistle when they say, hey, today na the 3rd of September for begin the voter registration. Do ya try by all possible means for register na the center where they near you host. So the day when they go for voting, whether Mutuka deal, Mutuka not deal, not to you business. You dey go start in the morning, vote, return back na your host. So you see, if you make this mistake, the possibility go there say you no go vote 2023. So when I this yagba now, for say me party go continue for then power, or me party go return na power if I not able for vote. You want vote, they change the whole situation. You know say plenty people not get for vote the time for election. Not because they don't want for vote, but because of this simple mistake where I can't tell you what to, now I make plenty people not vote. Right now, as the Electoral Commission Salon don't pull the date for votes and for register, plenty people just the yagba and they rush go do things them as they tell them for do. But hey, members say registration, the voter registration, they begin from the 3rd of September to the 4th of October 2022. That is the number one step where we give you guarantee say you go vote. But if you make mistake during this time, you not go for vote. And I think this way possible not able to help people. What does this mean? It means say no ever register na the area where you dey work, do business, or where you go to school. You know what it make? You know. So then the time for the election, they go say public transport not for one. This is a big challenge for you. Remember, if you tap na Kalbaton and then you dey work na Lomli, how you able to go and vote na that side? You go able for waka? The answer na no. So no make that mistake dey. As they blow the whistle when they say, hey, today na the 3rd of September for begin the voter registration. Do ya try by all possible means for register na the center where they near you host. So the day when they go say for voting, whether Mutuka deal, Mutuka not deal, not to you business. You dey go start full na morning, vote, return back na you host. So you see, if you make this mistake, the possibility go they say you no go vote 2023. So waiting at this yagba now for say me party go continue for then a power, or me party go return a power if I not able for vote. You want vote, they change the whole situation. You know say plenty people not get for vote the time for election. Not because they no want for vote, but now because of this simple mistake where I can't tell you what to, now I go make plenty people no vote. Right now, as the Electoral Commission Salon don't pull the date for vote and for register, plenty people just the yagba and they rush go do things them as they tell them for do. But hey, members say registration, the voter registration, they begin from the 3rd of September to the 4th of October 2022. Then na number one step wey go give you guarantee say you go vote. But if you make mistake during this term, you no go for vote. And I think this way person no go able for help you pan. Wetin this mean? It means say no ever register na the area where you dey work, do business, or where you dey go school. You know what it make? You don't know. Sometimes the time for the election.
Alright, welcome back to another beautiful edition of a program where we call Weird. My name is Sembe Pierre, the freedom fighter. Well, plenty things then don't they happen, eh? Plenty people don't they broke their head. Okay, you get other people them we say they don't they point finger pan some set of people them because of waiting don't they go on. Well, some other set of people say one kind law where the government and in strong people they want for put go get for make some people them no go get the chance for votes. Remember, we don't dey tell you say as it reach time for register so let you go and register because if you no register, that you motto you dey make say me party for kind of power or me party for continue for dey na power, you no go able for be part of that glory day. Well, it look like say from waiting some other set of people them don't they see the government na incessive one for make some set of people them not be part of this electoral process. But wait according to the Africanist Press, Chernobyl, it say the opposition member of parliament them don't they join on with the government for make sure say some people them no vote inside this election. But how this happen? Inside this document where they call the Public Elections Act or Public Election Bill, and then one other document they where they call the PPRC Act. Well, these are two documents them where they before Parliament right now. Number one, the one we get for do with the one way team up tranga one per election business where they call Electoral Commission Salon. Then get the own day. And the one themselves where they make sure say they look at the way how the political party themselves they behave themselves inside any election or general activity of political party in the country, themselves get new law. But wait in the law they are so debate. Gigi Small, before we can start this program, Chernobyl and in team, we even hear Honorable Abdul Kamara instead been dede, they try for give parliament their own point and waiting the opposition party team up for. Well, still, we not look understand though. Waiting na the law they are. Now that make we gladly forget today Honorable Abdul Kargbo, where some people go say the Secretary General, yes, of course, the Secretary General for the opposition party when a APC. Honorable Abdul Kargbo, Kushe, Kabo, welcome to this program.
Thank you, Sembe Pierre, for hosting.
Okay.
I so graciously appreciate the opportunity.
This we call a one-on-one. Now, me, you know more the bad inside so today. So we want to make sure say we go inside all the kotoku and pull all waiting there inside there, make people hear and see them. So what we go do now, I go start first before we begin for Rob Motpa anything. Something there where we see happen at parliament. We no say parliament this being term. It don't turn side who side member of parliament them, they throw away hand by themselves. In other words, member of parliament them can decide for full them to cease, take then cutlass them, loose them, and then necktie put at one side and team up na bone na throat against themselves. Wait, something the way we see, I not be able to understand waiting this. There are something you go able for help we. In short one no more, then we can talk about this one before we start the whole thing. Let's just watch this for the sake of we people and quick. All right, Honorable. This na been Parliament video wey we see short one day before yesterday or yesterday if I get it right. Yesterday na Parliament. Yeah, short one. But this Parliament video we see, true, we people themselves go support me. It been just fiba how noise skin talek from Dove Court. Wetin me dey happen inside Parliament soon?
Well, wetin been dey happen na that we mean the debate the redenomination. Dr. Mahmoud Kaloko, the member of Parliament from Bombali, writes a notice of motion. Say let them wait first.
Honorable Lady? Okay. I think the Honorable, the line don't grip ayanda first. They don't grip and
sorry.
Okay.
Call cancer.
Okay, no Allah. So you can continue. You try for explain.
Yeah. Then say taking into consideration the fact say not to everybody get internet and phone na upline. The need for know about the new money properly. Government not for they in haste for make sure say then disseminate the money. So Honorable Dr. Mahmoud Kaloko writes a notice of motion where it be read na the House for let them waste time the redenomination so that they will get better sensitization, but the ruling party say nothing, then don't do enough sensitization, then they go ahead. And a statutory instrument na in carry it. But for let you
let me understand small. Waiting down the army so statutory instrument. What do you mean? Okay, I think I don't get called back or the internet. I should say don't come back. So yes, I mean they ask you the question. Waiting this means statutory instrument. What do you mean? Waiting that they go mean for Parliament.
Yes, statutory instrument. Na an instrument where they carry it na Parliament for let it can mature. It get me?
Yeah, they get you clear.
Yeah, then they come with an Parliament for let it can mature. It for take 21 days for let it mature.
Okay.
Inside that 21 days, if you want annul them, you want cancel them, you forget 2/3 majority of the total vote of members of Parliament before you annul them. You see. So Dr. Mahmoud Kaloko be make attempt for annul the statutory instrument where them go with for the redenomination. But interestingly, the ruling party say nothing, for annul them, then they go ahead. Then they do it in they want, and then they make sure say them begin use the new money. So at the end of the day, they get for call for voting, and you where they annul them, now you forget 2/3 majority, So at the end of the day, the 2/3 majority not being there from the opposition. So the opposition may decide not to participate in the voting process. But during that 10 day, there was rancor in the House, like any other Parliament. Ala mean they, and the House mean they get standoff for a moment. So the House gets standoff because of the redenomination where we mean the debate as members of Parliament.
So, Honorable, I'm not go scared for ask this question. What really did happen inside this Parliament? It's like say anytime where something come, where the other one they no one for agree, the other one they must come for faith, or una must go at una say physically for make sure say una tap that particular thing they know for pass or for make it pass by force.
Well, a Parliament we believe in lobby, we believe in dialogue, we believe in negotiation. You ask for less than kind of thing. Because whichever thing they can at the House, then they make sure say they do proper engagement. We do proper engagement, they save the face of the Parliament, and they save public perception about the Parliament. But we take something, you say whether they agree or whether they not agree, or whether this is legitimate or whether it's not legitimate, or whether it's legal or whether it's not legal, at the pass up, now you can carry with them then they. Most time now, we people and they refuse for go through procedure, or we people and they refuse for listening to the opposition. And that can carry the Muslim Parliament. But it's not unique to this Parliament. It can have several other Parliament there as well.
So waiting usa on team up right now with regards this new money.
Well, then she said and they go ahead and then say I think the first. Then tomorrow. They publish it. Tomorrow then they begin use the new money. Now that make no bank not open today. All the bank then close today. I think they change the stock and make sure they then get the new money with them.
So Parliament, thrown at the opposition because then days here so over the weekend we be hearing about one by election we happen Tonkolili and we hear plenty of member and supporter and they gladly say don't get majority in a Parliament. Waiting this go get for mean? It will get for mean say if at all not agree to certain things then will get the majority for tap some law enough for pass.
Well, interestingly, we Parliament unique in the sense, not only two parties they're not modidi. We Parliament make provision for paramount chief members of Parliament. Paramount chief members of Parliament, we get 14 inside Parliament. Then we get independent candidates also inside Parliament. We get C4 MPs in Parliament. We then are the 8. Then we get NGC MPs, we then are the 4. So even when we get majority, we not go able to win any vote if we not get the paramount chief then for vote with 3. If we not get the C4 MPs then for vote with 3 or the NGC MPs then for vote with 3. And basically, the constitution very clear. The Speaker of Parliament and votes, then they vote for her, And as at now, the paramount chief then always can dance to government tune because the paramount chief then say then the government of the day they do it. So it not go easy if we go into election at every given point in time. It not go easy for us win the elections day.
Election forget speaker.
Yeah, the speaker. Yeah, it not go easy for us winner.
Who stay on the Parliament go into another election for speaker?
Well, now a vacancy exists in the office.
And waiting at the condition for the vacancy exists. Waiting would determine vacancy in that office day. If
the current speaker, if he gets health issue, we make he unable for performing function, if he die, if they impeach him, all of them things then they make vacancy exist in the office.
Because I'm glad if we talk about this because somebody been ask the same question. So in other words, say this Parliament in time done, we go into election. As long as this speaker is still strong, no way no the owner can go into any speaker election.
No. Past vacancy exists in the office before we go into speaker election.
Okay. So, so far so good. Let we go now to one big topic where they na the ground. I will start with the accusation first of all. Yeah? Or let we first know, let we understand this thing. Where we they talk about the Public Elections Act. Yeah? Waiting na this law where we they talk about this bill because it not on law it. Where it on law now don't on act. So waiting na this public election bill where plenty people they talk about right now all over.
Well, the Public Elections Bill, now a bill with in fact, we may get Public Elections Act of 2012. Okay. In fact, we get until now, the act in existence, Public Elections Act of 2012. Why make them come with that act there? Now for let it show how them for conduct elections. Now for let it show the rights where the commissioners then get and the limitation where they not get. It show how then they register people how then they register people all side na the country. It show how for remove a member of the commission because it perform misconduct. It show how waiting at the privileges and the functions of the commission. It show how the proceedings of the commission, how the commission they conduct itself. It show how the other staff then did the expenses, accounts, everything of the commission. They also part 2, part 3 in the show how we register voters them, how voters registration they be done. It show also how we register voters them, now evidence really waiting at the evidence that we forget before ever the things that we forget before ever you register voter. They show also the division of the country into wards, how the country divide into various wards also. They show also the eligibility of voters and to vote. Waiting they make you a voter and waiting they make you get the right for vote. They also they show waiting they disqualify you for vote. You know, waiting they show also the period of registration when they for register voters them and when they're not for register again voters them. They show that they show say also that any voter we want go register. Now one term for register, not for register 2 term. Now the law and they. It also go before for show waiting we call procedure for registration of voters. Waiting at the procedure the way the voters they go through. It shows also how they appoint the registration officer and the revising officer. It shows also how they appoint the assistant registration officer. You know, the law get plenty thing. It show plenty thing. It shows how they conduct the presidential election, how they conduct election for member of parliament, how the procedures and the arrangement for the elections, everything they do. It shows also the elections of paramount chief, of paramount chief members of parliament, how then they conduct that. It shows also the election of local councillors, how they conduct that. Elections of village headman, how they conduct that. Electoral offenses, waiting at the thing that we would do when an offense during election, offenses relating to information technology. You will use information technology for make sure say you commit some election fraud. Election offenses, also petition cases, they take petition cases, then a court, all of that they deal with. You also deal with election campaign period, when on for campaign. You also get miscellaneous. Also I deal with other issues them as well.
Okay. So before we begin take the issue there, so one, because people need to understand. Let we start with this. Accusation or allegation or point finger they una right now as the opposition, especially from the Africanist Press, say una dey tie oja, una dey join hand together with the government for make sure say them pass bad law. It continue for say this lawyer so because of for una own selfish business, it go give una more advantage for una continue for day now una sit them whilst the opposition no go win election at all. And then this government here so under caretaker Bio, it clear for make it get second term na office. Tell me about this.
Well, interestingly, that's now unfortunate assumption. What make I call an unfortunate assumption? We members of parliament, we know what we suffer at the hands of this government. Me, I sit in member of parliament, even in the midst of my immunity, they don't arrest me. I don't sleep in a cell with common criminals. So even in my wildest imagination, I don't want to let this government continue 1 second after 2023 elections. We get members of parliament, we don't go Pademba Road for 1 month, and don't lock them Pademba Road, we commode. Even the health condition not okay. We get members of parliament that we don't lock na CID. We get members of parliament that we don't beat inside parliament. So no member of parliament in correct sense no go want the continuation of a government of this nature. And minus waiting member of parliament that they go through, even waiting the country they go through as a whole. Fuel line don't go 22,000 for liter. Anyway, we be left 6,000. I don't go 22,000 for liter. Bag rest don't go up. Transportation, everything don't go up. Everything don't skyrocket. So no member of parliament in the right sense will want this government for continue for even 1 minute or 1 second. So that assumption they say members of parliament don't go make agreement for the continuation of this very government is so unfortunate. It's so unfortunate. It's so unfortunate. Because members of parliament now one of the people that we don't suffer in the hands of this government, and now one of the sets of people that we want to let this government come on power as soon and as fast as possible.
Okay, so inside this particular act here, so let's look first at the Electoral Commission, the one they wait before one for organized election. When they get the right by law in the country for organized election in the country. What are the biggest things them we then come up with within the own affairs force where we not get concerned with?
Well, basically, let's explain how then they count with law. We get 2 types of law.
Okay. Basically, then get law, it don't go on hold force. Then get private member bill. Okay.
Types of law they make in parliament. We get the law when the member of parliament says if they make and we call them private members bill. If not bill ikego. Because the Constitution section 105 make and clear say we na the supreme legislative authority. Then now we Parliament, now we they make law. Now we na the supreme legislative authority. But because Parliament can be busy, or because we get other things that we do, or because for the sake of we not get the prerequisite expertise, we can delegate the responsibility to ministry, departments, and agencies for let them make their own law and carry it out na Parliament, and we can look the law. So this law we then carry it now one of the laws them we basically then they make ministry, departments, and agencies they make and count. This Public Elections Act now the Attorney General, the AG na himself count up na Parliament for neck. You see, so this now law we not to Parliament make them, not to Parliament make them as other set of people and they propose, not to Parliament make them. And then counter. And let's tell you waiting at some of the stages in policy cycle. For let you do a policy, the first thing you get for waiting and called problem identification. And problem identification is the day within the executive, between the executive, cabinet. Cabinet goes don't say now this and this we want do this and this we want do this and this. Then get a cabinet resolution. Once they approve a cabinet, then get the next stage when a policy formulation. Where they go to the draftsman, the draftsman and they go right, waiting cabinet don't approve, put her into a law format. The way they done, then they go back in a cabinet for the cabinet go confirm if waiting the right, then the draftsman and put together. After they done the formulation of the policy, we get waiting and call policy adoption. Policy adoption at the Parliament day. So Parliament they see every document when I delegated legislation, Parliament this year, after I don't come out 2 stages, after I don't come out cabinet, and after I don't come out to the draftsman, then we now the formulation stage, and now they come to the adoption stage. So anybody we assume say we may not see that document there before they carry it on a Parliament is not correct.
But
now
again,
when they carry it on
a get within and call pre-legislative stage. Also, una suppose forget an idea of waiting that documents there about before una go and go debate and tell me you not go through that stage.
Yes, it goes through. In fact, now the pre-legislative hearing, now the first we see the document, now the first we read the document, now the first then do presentation on the document.
Then I almost before una go for debate.
Well, interestingly, we do pre-legislative hearing on Monday, and then carry and go to Parliament Tuesday for law go debate. Now we say no. This is get for do with elections. Elections nothing we get public interest. Nothing where we know for do in East. So we tell them say we no go there in place for debate. We want let them give we ample time. Let we digest the content of the document. Let we know what's in the document. Let we know waiting at the content of the document so that we will share them with we people them. So that we people let self go see waiting at the things that we inside this document. That was waiting we agree and waiting we say. But insistently, the ruling government say nothing. Then they go ahead with the debate. Then they go ahead. They don't get time. So on that first day they do the first reading and the second reading, we say no, we know they participate. We also know they participate in the debate. Wait me to not participate in the debate now because we know me not read and find it, and we no feel say we forgo participate in the debate. We not inform with people them as to waiting at the content of the law within the cargo because it get for affect the elections where they come. So basically, we not been debating. The first way they go with an Parliament. We tell them say let them push the debate. So then push the debate. Today, now then go with them back. And when they go with them back, from the first day we then go with them today, now the second time we then go with them Parliament. We then go with them, they will continue the second reading. Second reading, 9 members of Parliament and they use for debate the bill. Again, we can notice say, but who clauses then they na the bill, where na the Constitution then they, and the Constitution na the ground norm. If you read section 117, subsection 15, it says if you get any other law where they at variance with the Constitution, that law they na null and avoid.
What do you
that
mean
law they
at variance where they compete with the Constitution?
That if anything they na that other law they where is different from waiting they na the Constitution, that law they na null and void. So we say we know they can we know they can pass this act into law, this bill into law, where most of the things then in the bill, it get for do with waiting then at the Constitution. Even if we pass it into law, null and void, because it is at variance with the Constitution. So we tell them, say the best way we can do, let we carry the Constitution and make amendments to the Constitution so that we go able to look at some of them things there. Because like one, the 30% quota for women them, we know they able to pass on through a bill. If we pass on through a bill that is still in the Constitution, it don't make any difference. It don't make any sense because what is in the Constitution is supreme than what is in any other law. So we say let them carry the Constitution. Let we amend the Constitution so that after amendment of the Constitution, we can able to look now into this act so that this act not will get anything we get for do again with the Constitution. You see, so that was our position.
What did the Constitution say? Because this particular bill now, they talk about, a reserved seat for women then. What did the Constitution say with regards that?
The Constitution not say we forget reserved seat. But we can able to amend the Constitution if we want to amend the Constitution. The Constitution go against dual citizenship. But we can able to amend the Constitution if we want to amend the Constitution. But if we amend this act, unless we amend dual citizenship now this act, unless we amend we approve the 30% quota for women now this act, we still not able to implement them. Because waiting then at the Constitution is different from waiting then at this act.
So what about look at this way? Talk and go, talk and can we know say this government always like for force the way in. Now look at this other way. I want to look at the precedent we then set in the 2018 election. After we the election not done, they remove some members them in parliament because they say certain things then the way they know adhere to way they violate, right? So let we go now to this particular law. If this particular constitution no talk about that one day, then pass a law we talk about that day. So even if them pauper then count the reserved seat, and after the election then see woman then go inside parliament, somebody else can stand up against that decision and they go to court and the court can take action. Right?
Anytime where you go against the content of the Constitution, it's reasonable. Not reasonable act for go against the content of the Constitution.
So wait, explain this thing to really we understand. Because me, in my opinion, or some people where say treason, it just feels no more now way you attempt for go for the head of the state now in a treason. Tell me about this.
Anytime you go against the law of the land, you go against the Constitution, not reasonable offense. You know, forever attempt for go against within the inside the Constitution. In fact, the Constitution, section 51 or so, yes. Even if the president go against the content of the Constitution, Parliament get right for impeach the president. Because the Constitution is the sacred document where they protect the country. So you know they go against the Constitution and satisfy any act. So women, they insistently say, but we want this dual citizenship law clearer. We want the 30% law clearer. But if una come with a bill for law clearance, it means say una not ready it. Because even if Parliament act in it and approve the bill, still land no go come to pass because the Constitution na the ground. Waiting then at the Constitution, it pass waiting then at any other bill. And if the Constitution and any bill get different thing, na null and void na the bill, na the act. So make them very clear for them. Now that makes today we not even go further for debate. We say let them come with the Constitution first. Let we amend all waiting na constitutional matter. Let them come with the constitutional instrument. Let we amend waiting for amend from the Constitution. From there now we can take them and go now na this act. The ten now they can this bill. Anything within the Constitution, not the day inside this bill again. We just go free flow with the bill. But we cannot amend the Constitution from this bill. That was our point.
So how long or waiting at the process for amend something inside the Constitution, for make some adjustments inside a particular clause in the Constitution?
Well, one, it depends on whose clause you are amend. If the clause is an entrenched clause, you get for do them through a referendum.
What do you mean entrenched clause?
Entrench clause, now then clause the way them feel say they're not for change easily. Now then clause them feel say they're not for tamper with. Now then clause the way na strong clause then are the only constitution.
When are the foundation of the country?
Yes. So if you want change the law then they, now the entire country now for vote in waiting and call referendum. But if the clause not to an entrenched clause, Parliament is able to change them, but then they change them with 2/3 majority. If Parliament not get 2/3 majority, they're not able to change them. But if na bill, na simple majority.
Okay.
Bill na simple majority. But if anything they win at the constitution we want change, na 2/3 majority for use.
So in the case of this particular law, where una been the proposed say let it amend the constitution for, not to entrench clause.
No, not to entrench clause then. Not to entrench clause then.
How long it can take for do that one day?
For amend, well, it depends on the speed of Parliament. It depends on how regularly Parliament is sit. Because the court say then they come with the constitutional instrument. We then come with the constitutional instrument with the debate term. After we debate term, we vote, we approve them. After we approve them, it become law.
Okay.
But if then yes.
So the question I will ask you with regards to this reserve seat, you sure say or you feel say then go able to get a reserve seat for the 2023 elections?
Well, again, now that make we tell them say let them come with the constitution, let them know.
Okay, so they want the constitution for let them count them, so then able for look at them and yes, fast track the thing. Yeah.
Call cancer.
It's okay.
If members of Parliament they ready for vote in favor of Dande, we be able expeditiously do them. We be able to do them as a Parliament. But if members of Parliament they no vote in favor of them, they not go become law. So if they come with the constitution, we Parliament don't assure we, the leader of government business don't assure we, say Tuesday when we get sitting, then they go with the constitutional instrument for proof say, they want to amend certain clause then at the constitution. Because at the end we say we not continue for debate this bill if we not go with the constitution. Because most of the things they want our law approve, they also hinge on the constitution. And we cannot use this bill for change the constitution. We not with the constitution. So the leader of government business don't assure the House, say Tuesday, then they go with a constitutional instrument for amend some of the clauses them na the 1991 Constitution.
Okay, so I want to take you inside one very important thing. And this all ala, but this election law. We've been hearing them they talk about voter register, the process, the qualification, waiting for make they register you, waiting for make you not qualify for register. We hear about different things them. Let's start with you. Yeah, as the opposition, member of Parliament, una get a very big concern in this thing because we get people away they talk say they want for disenfranchise. In other words, they want for this law if they go some how it is so certain things then they inside it like that national identification number you get with other certain things then they will get for make other set of people or one set of people or plenty people not go qualify because even the country itself as we talk so plenty people in there if not millions we not even get that NIM when a national identification number. So tell me about this particular thing about the register. Take me through the process and waiting exactly the inside it.
Well, the law where they can go to Parliament for approve of in fact when a bill they call a section they call a clause. So clause 24.1 now in talk about the proof of claim for registration. Mm-hmm. That waiting go make the register you. Waiting you forget. Waiting for qualify you for let the register you. It in a clause 24. Yeah? Waiting it say a registration officer may, in satisfying himself that a person is entitled to be registered as a voter, request from the person any of the following. I underline the word any of the following. You request from the person 1, birth certificate or a naturalization certificate. 2, a statutory declaration giving particulars of his birth. 3, testimony of a member of a local council in the area of his residence. That means a chief or any traditional or stakeholder na the area can say this person, yes, Asabia. Even when you don't get no document, with just the testimony of the stakeholder, then they register you. Either you come with your birth certificate, then they register you. Then the national identification number. In a case, you not get stakeholder.
Wait me small bit here. Let me understand something. Because I don't see something where they can say you don't smell the die arata. Now, you say this law they tell we say in the case of Usa you in a village, for example, you get aid man, you get some stakeholders them. Then can go for approval. It means say if you not get any of them things there within they ask for so, but just the approval of this honorable member, of this stakeholder can make the register you. Well, if you then that community day, then the stakeholder say, "E no sabi you, e no get any approval for you, you not go able for register."
You either, if the stakeholder say e no sabi you na the area where you come out, you either forget birth certificate, or you forget the national identification number, or you forget any other satisfactory evidence of his entitlement to be registered.
Let me go into Dandy now. Dandy, I think it's very important and very, very serious. Me and you know say, for example, na side like usai una komot so. Let we say, inside village. Let we take for example, na Kailaun. Right inside village, my own village wa lek nyande umambabu, for example. Yeah, you not easy for let you see person day na the inside and day. We get birth certificate. You know, it's not easy for let you see somebody, if not a person. Some people in them village and the one day they not kind of big tongue. For let you get national identification number. 2, it's not easy let them get driver license. It's not easy let them get anything where you go say this now make me this person. It only depend on one green person. That's not that in leader na in tongue. But okay, look at this other one. If for example, are they na Kailaun, or this person they na Kailaun, and it is support opposition, this leader no say it is support other party when not they in their interest. You feel say go agree for approval.
And the law not end the E part of the law is say any other satisfactory evidence of his entitlement to be registered as a voter. So you can come with any other evidence we satisfy to like for example, if they don't register Mr. A and Mr. A na my brother, I can go with her and prove say yes, Mr. A na my brother. You see? And now they tell you, all of them in our state, now neck me don't they use all this while for register people. Now neck me don't they use all this while. Now one thing no more they add they now say, well, if the person get this back, if you allow her, when are the national identification number? Now they add the say if the person get this back, if you allow her. But already as state so, all the elections the world don't get. Now then they as qualification for let the register person. And we know mean they get issues, basically. So now add one thing no more. When an alternative, it not mean say now you forget by force. So if you get them, you get
because this na in the wala where they all over right now. Say this NIN, national identification number. In fact, we even with NACRA or we civil registration, the one that we they in charge of ID card, they're not even the operate proper one. How person will able forget them? But now you don't make until we say not to by force say forget them, but you forget any other criteria qualification.
Now that make them say you forget any of the following. But the concern where some man mean they raise, where you can clause 13. Clause 13 mean they talk about waiting for the now the voters ID card. Waiting for the like when they give voters ID card, your date of birth get for the your place of birth get for the your sex get for the your signature get for the then they add also the national identification number. If for the you understand. So one thing what we get for do as a parliament now for ensure say they remove the category or the column where them put for national identification number now your ID card. Because according to waiting they qualify you for let they register you now clause 24(1), it not compulsory say everybody forget national identification number. So if it not compulsory, say everybody forget national identification number, why do you have to create a column for it? Now the ID card. So I assure the public, I assure you, say, we go ensure, say, they remove them, now the ID card. Yeah, because you go get an ID card where some man in national identification number is empty because it no get national identification number. And according to the law we dey pass or the law we get for pass now that not to by force say you forget national identification number before ever they register you. So in an event, then go register you not get national identification number. If that column still exists on the ID card, it get for be blank. And person no go stop you, say you know for register. Because the criteria for registration, the proof for you for claim for let they register you, it dey na clause 24.1. So if you fulfill clause 24.1, not enough for make them not register you. Then for register you. So if they put national identification number na the ID card, then put some column, it get for left blank. Because it no mean say if you not get her, you know for register. Clause 24.1 don't clearly show who that them for register. That waiting you forget for let register.
Okay. I think now we understand them, and it's good that we understand them small. So what are the biggest challenge with regards this all? If you don't say this NIN, national identification number, where plenty people be done the grumble for, yeah, not to challenge or not to for say that's na thing we go tap you, say they not go register you. What are the biggest challenge inside this registration?
Well, interestingly, now that this registration, in fact, we even go na privilege after they don't talk about the NIN number, not to even we ask. Now the SMPP MPs them first. Now they say no. Then they take up. Why NIN can inside the national registration? This now the presenter explained to me say no, not so by force. So if you get time, you not get time. Once you get the other things, them we people them blank get all the years where them in the register them. You say not just an addition. So I want let me people them be rest assured. Say the essence of parliament now for make law where they make things easy for people. Some members of parliament don't even get NIN. So I go say NIN for be a compulsory criteria for register. Nobody not talk so, and then they not go ever happen. You know. So I want let the people be rest assured say then they not go ever happen. Then this clause we get bigger issues there where we they look at other than just the NIM where them go with. Mm-hmm. This NIM, of course, from the day one, we don't shelve them, we don't sort them out because now an alternative for registration. Not so now the only thing where we get for let you register. We get bigger issues then at the clause where we, the members of parliament, then get for raise sober over. And if you want, I will begin to show you some of the issues then.
Please.
If you want for that.
Yes. Let go.
The first issue, where you go now, clause 86.1. 86.1.
Now, na page waiting down this one.
La go there.
La just go the projector with you as well.
Yeah, 86.1. That's not page 52.
Okay, la just go to and go to continue.
Yeah, page 52. He said, a counting officer may, where violence occur during the counting of votes in a polling station, which significantly disrupt the counting process, cancel the vote in the polling station, and the
Okay, he still don't get honorable that way. They lined up all and back. Okay.
Yes, I don't come back.
Okay, thank you.
May conduct another election. The Electoral Commissioner shall conduct another election if the outcome of that vote in that affected polling station will affect the outcome of the entire result. You know why I make them put this one day? Say if violence day. You remember Constituency 110?
Please, yes.
After they don't identify, say, Yana the stronghold of Kadi Davis. Before the election, they close. Then send.
Then talks them. Then send people them day. We go broke the ballot box then. Okay, the line.
The
yes.
Yeah, sorry.
Yes, logo.
Sorry, na calling.
Yes, we can understand.
You know, we make them put this for council vote, you affect the outcome of the result. You remember Constituency 110?
Yes.
We then don't know say na the stronghold of Honorable Kadi Davis. Before the 15 minutes for le voting done, now that 10 day, then go cancel, then go set ala na the polling station. We then set ala na the polling station, then broke the ballot box there. We all seen a video. We them in they broke the ballot box there. So we then broke the ballot box them. The law now we they don't put. If they bobo then go any side, then broke ballot box any side, then get right for cancel the votes then at that side. If the number of if the ballot box with them broke, it affect the outcome of the result. You remember the second time we Honorable Kadi Davis contest. Then go broke ballot box them. We then broke the ballot box, then go ahead, then count.
Okay, whilst Honorable they come back, now read this 86, then say cancellation due to violence. 86.1. A counting officer may, where violence occur during the counting of votes in a polling station which significantly disrupt the counting process, cancel the vote in that polling station, and the Electoral Commission shall conduct another election if the outcome of votes in the affected polling station will affect the outcome of the entire result. so
you don't
if in their opinion, then things say they affect the general the result, then they can go ahead and call them.
Yes. So you.
Okay, I think Honorable in line really hot. Really hot. I want us to wait for him. Let's watch 86.2. It said the counting officer shall prepare a statement of the result of the poll, which shall be in the form prescribed in the 8th schedule, and shall certify a sufficient number of copies for distribution. Yes, I just made the try for read 86.2.
Yeah. So you see, so waiting and the try for say now, if any side with violence day, we then send them over there, then go broke ballot box day. If they don't count, they no say, then candidates no win. Then go say, oh, yanda, the result, the side where they don't broke, it don't affect the total number of votes what we get. So what we do, law will cancel the whole election. So meaning the do where them in the council where they've been cancelled Kadi Davis in election, now 110, there was no law. We give them the right they for one. Now they want to with the law. We give them the right for even cancel while because of violence during counting. So now you get for ask yourself, you get for the question, waiting now the responsibility of the security personnel. Why they not go prevent violence? Why they can't put law say if violence happen at any police station, then for cancel the police station and then for cancel the total election, the entire election, if it affects the entire election. Short law not for exist now, we book there. Short law not for exist now, we book there. You see? Because then they give way to them, bobo them. Why you for even anticipate say violence for take place na polling station? Why you not protect the vote? That the way them in the broke them ballot box system, that the way them in the broke the polling stations there, you see policemen they did it. But they did nothing. They did nothing. They did not protect the vote. Now so they left her. So now then they legalize and say, but then one day if we are about for count to go set ala now 2-3 stations no more, when are they stronghold. Once we don't set ala then they cancel the vote. So it will affect the opposition, then it will affect other political party if we pass them kind laws there.
Interestingly, even when they go see them, they go cancel or then they go set confusion, police not go arrest them. Police go end up for then they investigate.
If the one day we go broke the box now Constituency 110, You sabi them face, bang, 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 bang. Because them put them face then everybody know them, everybody see them faces then. The video they out. But
Yes.
now they not call nobody.
Cabinet
They not invite nobody. Yeah. So now the one can legalize them. Say, well, wait till we do now. Usa we know say then they win. Law send Ubobo then they let them go cause confusion. When them cause confusion
see similar
now,
thing like that happen at Tonkole. You said they even burn ballots material then.
Yes. Yes. Not to Tonkole Leo.
Koinadugu.
Yes. We say them burn some, but it happened. So then get a set of Bobo the way then they set no more for go make confusions on side. And this law now Ingo give them the go ahead say yes. Una go ahead, una burn ballot papers there. Una go set ala. You see?
So but wait,
so
inside this same law, then gets punishment for anybody where they go and destroy of our, destroy electoral materials, set confusion for disrupt the process and all of this thing, and the law not there for that?
Then get a law. But again, you get for ask yourself whether they go get my old them if they are sympathizers of the government. Whether they go arrest them if they are sympathizers of the government. The law where it is for which he talks so, now clause 29.2. It say the person they go for jail, if they go to jail for not more than 2 years. The person they go to jail. 29.2.
The page.
Yes. 29.2 na page go na page 18.
Okay.
Page 18.
Logo.
Yeah, he say a person whose name appears 29.2.
Yeah. Okay, la go it and quick. I don't see him.
No, wait for me. Procedure of omission of object. No, wait, I think logo 19.
Okay.
19.2. Read 19. No. Okay, I go find the right clause.
Okay.
But it try for talk say if you've then.
Okay. We basically try for look at the punishment if somebody they notice say this person actually can cause problem at this particular site. ESL then gets the material them. Yes, Honorable.
Yes. Then they ensure say you go to jail for not more than 2 years imprisonment, or you pay 10 million loans. Or sometimes then you go to jail, then you pay also the 10 million loans, where not a penalty. But again, in the midst of them penalties, then you get for ask yourself the question. The question is if they catch their own body. Then they ever hold them, then they ever bring them to justice. In all the elections, the way don't happen. By elections, the way don't happen. In all the by elections, the way don't happen. They don't ever hold anybody. Videos then the way show people and clearly where they destroy voting material. Waiting happen to them people and anybody bring them people and they to book. Anybody ask them people and they question. So some of them we fears then they now worrisome. And now, then don't legitimize for let them go broke box. Because everybody knows say the election law where they want to carry it, make provision say if they go broke box, then for cancel. So any side where you feel say, yeah, na my opponent is strong. Yeah, na they my opponent get power. It is same body and for let them go broke the box. And when them broke the box, at the end of the day, now the person we don't get all the votes they na in go suffer. So we as members of parliament not see that as a very good law. We not see that as a very fine law. As law we will help for make sure say we get a perfect election. Because we don't suffer a lot, we don't suffer a lot in the hands of this government, especially in by-elections, the way that they conduct, Especially, we don't see where they go ballot boxes. We don't see where they go na policeman. In fact, most of the people where they do so, then they give them securities, where then they do so. So we as members of parliament, we not subscribe to that law day. We feel say government for provide sufficient security, for the ballot boxes and for ensure say nobody not able to tamper with the ballot boxes. Now then our position and now then they get for be with position. Even we go to 138. Not go to 138 just now.
Okay.
138. And 138 it then 138 138 then page 84.
Yeah. 82. 138 1, right?
Yes. Page 83. Go to 83.
Okay. When they talk about a person who, on the election day, in a polling station or within a distance of 300 meters of a polling station, right?
Yes.
Offense on election day.
Yes. Read J. Waiting J say.
All right. EJ.
J then at the next page, 84.
Yeah. All right. I don't see him. J say snatches or destroys an election material.
So now in them people and they do. They snatch and then destroy election material. So now an electoral crime, now offense, then commit. But for that offense, they will then commit on election day. Nobody no ever query them. Nobody no ever question them.
But again, we do ask a question. If this been there inside the 2012 Electoral Elections Act.
Yes, it been there.
Because then just the time I talk about them now inside this particular bill.
I get the 2012 act here. Yeah. I get the 2012 act here now in this. I get the current one where the one can go, and I get the old one. Now the old one this. The old one is under section 131.
Okay, I know section get that, but just let you go, Tam.
Okay. Section 131, page 78. Now the same thing.
Okay.
It say no person shall on the day on which an election is held do any of the following act or thing.
Okay. All right. So I just notice say yes, logo, please.
Yeah. Or within a distance of 300 meters of the polling station. J, the same J, it says snatch or destroy any election material. So it been there. Now electoral offense. It been there.
Okay.
But the people who commit this crime, we snatch the box, we destroy the box, nobody no invites them. Now an offense against the state. Nobody no invites them. Nobody no question them. Now waiting and they say if them go snatch box on.
All right, on the election day, basically that's an offense. But that when they say snatch, that's where you go take the box, yeah. You go take them by force. You're not supposed to put on by them box then they when election they go on. You go take that box there, yeah. That's an offense. Anything where you do with relating to that particular box, the way you not get any right, even as a party agent, where you go na polling station, yeah, for go watch election. Now sit down, take note. If something wrong, you call the necessary authority them to attention, but you not get any right for put your finger by any election material except for the one where at the end of the day that tally paper or whatever where they give you. But even the voter register where the NEC official, the polling staff, the all, you not get any right for all them. That is why then they provide them for una. You go there, you get your own una dey cross check as they watch for names them, but you not get any right for touch any voting material or any election material on that particular day. Honorable, you don't come back?
Yeah, I don't come. I don't come.
Yes.
So it's so instead of they enforce that law, they don't say they're not going to do the people that's the way they do so. Once now their own people left, then come with a law where they should say if person go snatch or do or destroy any election material, then for cancel the election. Then for cancel the election. And most time when they do are during counting. Now that make them say during counting, if anybody do and then for cancel the election. So then one bad law, if we allow it pass na parliament, na problem for 2020 elections. Because we don't give people away they destroy ballot papers then. Free right for let them go destroy ballot papers then. Now opposition strongholds. Once they go with police then. But not so that they no more na the bad thing na this law. I want to go to the other one back where I feel saying a bad thing na the law.
Okay.
Clause 22, na other bad one. Clause 22, then a page 14.
Okay.
Clause 22, then a page 14.
Lord go.
Lie down.
Yes, please.
Say the Electoral Commission may from time to time, by statutory instruments, make order one, declaring either in general or in such words as it may specify in the order, new register or voter to be prepared, or voters to be prepared. You know what they mean? That even after registration, if the Electoral Commissioner feels say, yanda they not register better, or yanda they not register better, that way registration don't close up. It go na parliament with a statutory instrument. For go tell them say, hey, I want go do more registration na so word. I want go do more registration na this word. I want go do more registration na this word. And waiting bad per statutory instrument, if it go na parliament with statutory instrument, for let una cancel that statutory instrument, una need 2/3 majority.
Okay.
We no party no go get 2/3 majority. So meaning, after the registration, if they don't see say, we people under they not register better. We people so they not register better. Or the way we don't see this registration, so this side don't register pass we your side. If we go into election, we'll not go win. Then we'll come back with a statutory instrument where then go learn a parliament and call for new registration na different side.
For example, I'll just make it clear. I'll take, for example, the census. If they notice, say, the North don't register past Kenima, for example, according to the voter register where they don't get, even where they don't done, then can come back with a document in the parliament and say, okay, we notice, say, Kenima, they not register Boku, and at this now, the go within a Kenima. So we want to go back for let people register, even where the period we don't done for registration, then go give them that.
Yes. Now, so now they disclose they say.
So what you want to concern? What you want to get for do with regards some of them bad laws there? Because not only they give edge to the ruling government, but as well they in fact they even call rigging before election.
Exactly. And as parliament, if we pass them laws there, now that with the answer say yes, let President Bio go another term. Because now them laws there then go use for access, how they strong na the area, how them for do this, who side them for go do more registration. Because from the registration, you don't know the strength of whether they win or whether not they win.
So
because
who know whether this second registration where they go do na a genuine or na it's sort of for just go inflate numbers. How they go do verify that kind of registration day?
Well, the registration indifferent. Because waiting for happen, when you don't do neck registration, we get verification process.
But now the next
step,
we go back.
Yeah, na neck. The verification process, then they paste the voters register. Now all the words there. You go watch if you name Didi, you name them correct, they spell them correctly, and you face DD. So you go confirm whether you register or you not register. So then get that verification process there. Suppose you no go carry register you, at the end of the day, you face no appear there. You get time for make them corrections then they from neck.
So what you want plan for do with regards this particular law? Because this one look, in fact, it look big and strong past the other, and even fearful past the one way person they go broke election material or burn the box safe.
Exactly. Now that make we tomorrow me get big meeting. Next tomorrow I get big meeting at my constituency with me people left for explain to them waiting the law say and for let the advice waiting get for form part of me.
But wait, so honorable. This particular law they talk about so it dey beyond the people they reach you. Even if the people then go suggest, the people then go say una not agree. Yeah. So now una get the last part na parliament for agree or not for agree, because when una allow a law like this go, it's like una don't dig una own grave for una self.
Exactly. So now that make the voting process for this bill in order for easy. The voting process of this bill na get for determine how free and fair the next election 2023 get for be organized. So a good number of things then where we get for even attract the attention of the international community. We the members of parliament, we may not write letter to all the embassies them now the country, to World Bank, EU. We may not write letters, we don't go left them expressing with dissatisfaction to most of waiting the inside this law.
Okay, so the question now where are they ask, we don't watch all of them things there. Let's look at the voting. How una get for vote for a law like this? Now, by percentage, 2/3 majority, or now in the case of Fusa, the speaker would just ask, say, all members waiting, all say yeah, all say nay.
No, interestingly, once na a bill, na simple majority. If na constitution were amend, na in 2/3. If na constitutional or statutory instrument, na in 2/3.
So let's look at this simple majority quick. A very concerned, a very serious, simple majority.
Yeah.
Now, the issue of just una, how many members of parliament una don't get now?
Well, they're not sworn in the one we win from Tonkolili yet.
Okay.
Samba Bendugu, they're not sworn in it.
Okay, let's look at this other. Let's ask the question this other way. Let's ask the question this other way. Just una alone ki able for stop a bill like that, or with the member or the paramount chief member of parliament and other, let's say for example, few members them inside the C4C, with the member of parliament, paramount chief member of parliament, them ki able give them access to that kind of bill.
For now, SLPP gets 58. If we swear in, we swear in this way we win. Honorable Jawa Sise, we get 59.
Plus 14 paramount chief.
But the paramount chief then are the 14.
Then you get C4C people them.
C4C are the 8.
Yes.
And NGC are the 4. Mostly the paramount chief then can say, then they with the government. So it asked for let we get voting, for let the paramount chief them vote against government.
So simple majority simply means say if una going to voting, una they lose the votes to them.
Well, it's highly likely. But again, it get for do with campaign, it get for do with canvas. Because waiting we go vote for, now something we get for do with
bend this thing. You don't tell we simple say the paramount chief then most cases them can support the government. We all know say this is not the government in interest right now. That is why they ask one for rush into RAM for let them pass them into law. So let we say simple majority. When we're not going to voting, they obviously the member of parliament them paramount chief member of parliament they get for behind the government, they get for to and support behind the government. So it means say they get for allow the government for pass bad law like this. Wait una go do for let una know each other staging.
Well, now that make one, we get for attract the attention of the international community, and we get for consult with people them back all over. You know, we all the members of parliament there, we all long go to we people them. Mr. Sefwa, they talk to you so now my constituency a day. We all long come to people them for inform them about some of the bad things they're within at this law. And if they allow them bad things they have for pass, no problem for we nation as a whole. And now that we foresee goodbye to 2023 elections. And quite apart from that, we still get other laws there inside we not good. We get other laws there inside.
Before you tell me about that, and you know, a law like this, just this one we will not explain so. Plenty people where they watch right now, plenty people where they listen you right now. They say if una see them, then pass them kind law, then they eat. Now true say yes, una self don't sell game.
No, well, interestingly, Parliament na process. Now that make we have been very, 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 very much stubborn at this Parliament. Because some things then the way they carry it, it's not correct. Some things then the way they carry it, it's not good. You know, so we they ensure say things the way they carry it, we not fear. One, we the resist in Parliament. Two, we the attract the attention of the international partners them because now then they guarantee the peaceful nature of the country. And we not ready for let this government continue a day after 2023 elections, because there are every clear indication say people let them fed up with them, people let them tire with them, and they show them the exit law. So if they want go circumvent and make any law, we go prolong them stay, we no go tolerate her. We no go tolerate her.
Tell me about the other bad laws the one I don't see.
The other one, if you go na section. If you go na page, let me say page 31. Page 31. 57, clause 57. You see?
Please go ahead.
A general election of members of parliament, other than paramount chief members of parliament, shall be by A, the one-member constituency system under subsection 2 of section 38 of the Constitution. When they say one-member constituency system, now like the one we'll get right now, we'll get constituency 077, constituency this, then you get one member where they represent each constituency. Now the one-member constituency system. But B, they add other things the way say, the district block representation system in accordance with the section 38A of the Constitution as set out in the 12th schedule. Waiting at this district block. This district block, they should say, no constituency, they need to take into consideration. Then go just count no more, then say APC. Una send, if law say put lock or yawade, law say na 10 seats day. Then go say APC, una send 10 names for the 10 seats. SLPP, una send 10 names for the 10 seats. NGC, una send 10 names for the 10 seats. Then they put box now, one for APC, one for SLPP, one for NGC. All the parties that will participate, then they put box for them. The way they all don't vote, where everybody don't vote. Then they begin count the votes them. When they count the votes, then they get a calculation where then they do from the valid votes them, where they show any vote we pull, how much seats they get. For example, if APC pull, let me say, if APC pull 40% na Kenema, if na 10 seats they APC they get 4 seats. If SLPP pull 50% na Kenema, SLPP they get 5 seats. Then if NGC pull 10%, then they get 1 seat. What's in that they mean? The 10 names them way APC send, the 10 names the way APC send na Kenema, not so the 10 they be member of parliament. Now by virtue of whether the first, whether the second, whether the third, whether the fourth, whether the fifth, whether the sixth, whether the seventh. So mostly if you party send your name, then you name they don't. It highly likely say you know they go parliament. Because how the party they pull the vote, now so then they give whether the first. Say, okay, when I don't get this percentage, well, one seat, you weigh the first, now you sit this. You weigh the second, now you sit this. You weigh the third, now you sit this. By the time they come to
how you will compare this particular system to that of the 1996 election under Ahmad Tijan Kaba? By the way, I just remind people them say, you will get time for ask question to Honorable. We could just give few minutes to you for ask question to Honorable with regards all of them things that are so way they explain so, or any other question where you get for ask Honorable. So how you could compare this particular thing to that of the Tijan Kaba 1996 election? Who side them get zone 2, East 1, this, that, and all?
Interestingly, during Tijan Kaba in term, We not mean get constituencies then because we just mean the common work.
Yeah, it be by zone.
Yeah, we not mean get constituencies then. So now a similar system they use because constituency not the. And let's tell you some of the disadvantage of this system. You know it's not the disadvantage.
No, please.
Let's say me and you, we didn't have the same district. Me and you didn't have the same district. Then you party send your name as number 1. Then me, the party send me name as number 8. Napoloko. Yeah? Then the people then go vote. Then me, where the party send me name as number 8, because the people elect me, na me area, they all vote for parliamentary for the party. They all vote for parliamentary for the party because of me. But you, who say come on, the people they don't want you, so they not vote for parliamentary for you. So the vote way come on your side is small. But me, the vote way come on my own side is plenty. Just because na me the number 8, it highly likely say me no they go parliament, all them vote then the way they vote for me, then they transfer onto you because na you the number 1. Because now you the number 1, then they transfer to you. And this trip, not all the people in the pick who that they go na parliament. Now the party na in the pick who that they go na parliament. Now the party they write the name stem of who that they send na neck. The names the way they send na neck. Now the party na in the writer. Not all the people them again. The people they not they vote for anybody. It's possible say you can deny then you member of parliament, you know even Sabia, it then other side. All that one way they far from you. Because the time when the party they win, now they then stop, then say, yeah, now you wanna stop, now then 3 seats there on again at this place. So the one way go win the 3 seats now, so say you know even Sabia. So this system take the power.
So in other words, society people can get access for vote and choose the only leader way they can say indirect democracy in order to work again. I don't know how whose kind system that they now how they go call and the PR system, yes, proportional representation. But how the people then go come inside it? That means say the people then not go get voice again at the country when it comes to election. And they not go get voice like how they get voice right now at the country. Well, this one, all of them things they are so we want to know from you where they watch right now. What do you think about all of them things they are so where they happen so right now the country? Whether una where they watch show right now go willing for accept a thing like this. But again, I can send them back say all of this we the people and sometimes we not can agree, but the one they wait for team up tranga one and this same kind of law they talk about so now the member of parliament them because sorry about that because if we talk let's say far the common remote it not going to create any impact. But right now even the member of parliament themselves know what we want we to no want, so now them get for determine say this thing so if for go through or not for go through because we all see when it can pass certain laws them where they don't team up triangle and say no then get thing there and this not to that system honorable now can get one system where something more now say work out, but this one I'm not sure say that work out na the best option.
No, this will not the work out. It's will get for do now for attract the attention of international partners, for let them know say them people are one kind of bad law, for the electionary process and for get an undue advantage during the course of the election.
So if they talk about other laws them, just tell me about the other laws them, quick one, without going through the documents because we go defend FENAM. Just quick one before we begin take calls them. Just quick one.
Yeah, well, the most serious, the other serious one are this PR system where adjustment they explain. But now remember, say they've been petitioned some members of parliament there na the previous election. Some man them petition then they say because of violence. Some man them petition and they say because of overvote. Now, if you the petition and cancel, not to one constituency they cancel, now the entire district now they cancel because the member of parliament election now the district they cover. Now, if you the petition, not to individually the petition, now the party the petition, and when the petition the party now the chairman and the secretary general of the party now they the petition. When sometimes not to who side self the petition now they stand. Or sometimes they don't stand safe for being member of parliament, you see. So it don't
who's disadvantage whether they get whose impact what thing we get from mean to the member of parliament the way they don't already send.
It means say if then the petition and then cancel It means say the entire district then go cancel.
And when they cancel
also,
the entire district, it means they replace out other sets of people.
Well, say the man they are not the file law. The constitution say where a vacancy exists now, other election for conduct.
Yeah, because we not see that they happen in the last removal of member of parliament. Then.
Yes. Only the bad thing of this law not only stop though. It means say now nobody know the contest under independent. Because now political parties there, now then they stand for members of parliament.
Okay, it means if me not get faith in APC, I not get faith in SLPP. I want to map on my own like I will get me two independent candidates right now, and that not go ever possible.
Now 3. No, the possible.
So whether I like APC or not, whether I like SLPP or not, if I want for go to parliament, I just get for go to them.
No, you get for go to them because now political parties there now then they vote for, not to individuals.
What does this mean for the average citizen? The right of the citizen.
A bad. Because then they force you. Remember, the Constitution talk about right for associate and freedom of association. Mm-hmm. The Constitution talk about that. And also you get freedom of association, you also get freedom of disassociation. You get freedom of not for mixed by any party. Now you right. For going independent, now you right.
I'm going to ask you again. I don't know if na dream might be the dream, but I be hearing they talk about even smaller party them, this go come mean say smaller party them, then go come whip come na the system.
Yes, then they na the PPRC Act, the PPRC bill where they go with.
Okay, tell me about the PPRC.
Yes, it gets a lot of things them way sometimes I go find another day where I will can explain them to you.
Okay.
But one thing we see clearly, now that any party will get less than 2% na the election, then for the register. Then for councillors, political party, where they don't count the total election, if you get less than 2%, then for council,
so this one they come in now say the rich man they get richer. If now APC, SLPP don't they marry themselves now, then for continue for to do that.
Likely.
Wow. Okay. Well, I'll begin hearing now from people. Let's see which question we then go really want to ask. But let's just go through the chat as we wait for calls. This I'll start from Dawn at Facebook, YouTube. Sorry, city designer say my advice to the members of parliament. If I think it all lost. Okay, if the government force its way to this bad law, please, you guys should call on the public peaceful demonstration to save Sierra Leone. What do you think about this?
Yes, it makes sense. In fact, Omindo writes the Inspector General under COP, say we want demonstrate, one protest. Let them give you the opportunity.
Yeah, who's telling now do them? Because they say they ask for the impossible.
No, the IG don't say they want me to twitch.
Because they want for talk with Tona for tell me say, brother, this time has been not possible. Anyway, look on the line. No, welcome to the show. You name and who's the call from, please. You get 2 minutes.
Good evening, Jay. The call from Freedom.
Okay, please go ahead, Jay. You get 2 minutes.
Around 2022, you're able for a canary platform, and they explaining things there. But one thing I want to say, why they use the other media, like the television station, them for letting they pass on this message. Well, now salon, almost people get access to internet for common life, they watch or waiting and call. People don't get access to that, no. So let them go at the traditional media, the way people I don't know, but let them explain anything that to we make we understand. Then the way I ask you, how them go able to stop anything where they talk or say the parliament chief and get 14 parliament chiefs if we get 80, 10 GC. So how them going to stop that? Because by explanation, me not see say them going to stop that and go into voting.
All right, thank you very much. Actually, we will make the call to 1 minute per call, so we will get as much people in for come inside. 1 minute per call, please. Welcome to the show, please. You name and inside the call form. You get 1 minute. All right, you did very low, please.
I call from Algeria.
Yes. Try again. Let you see how your voice goes silent, but you low. Sorry about that. I think you need to change the position and call you very, very low. We go to another call. Welcome to the show. Your name and inside the call from. Please, you get 1 minute.
Hello.
Yes, you did live. You did the volume of your set. You 1 minute don't begin count already. Alright, then they get bad network again. Sorry about that. We go to another call. Welcome to the show, please. You get 1 minute. Your name and inside the call from.
Yeah, the call from concerned citizen from the United States.
Go ahead, please.
I want to say big kudos to Honorable for we come. I can explain this thing so to we. But just like that first caller say, it's necessary make them go na local station in a saloon and explain this to people and from people and then they listen and hear not to only television, because not all man get television and beside lights no day for most people watching television. You know, the other thing, this government, like I can see, they always there for chick saloon back. Where the world they move forward, they want to go back. That PR system, which make it be work, that same day 2000 and when it was in 1996. Now because the election, we know say the war be day. You know, the Vietnam we just want to make the election go on so that we'll get a government. You know, but so because of that, a lot of areas here people not be votes. Now a lot of areas because of the rebels and be occupy those areas. So now they call that system day. What because I listen one program where one minister, one SMPP minister, they talk say the law not to new law. Now till now we don't use that 2002. So why make so why they always take Kubien? You want to move forward, then it will go backward. And we don't want them, please.
Thank you. We go on the line again and take another call. You get me now, clear caller?
I did, sir.
Praise God. Are you safe?
Praise God. I call from Nigeria.
Please go ahead and make your point. You get 1 minute.
Okay. I see the problem with you, the try for say them Parliamentary that they need for pulling an Parliamentary.
Okay.
May they only that they cheap down there. May they pull an Parliamentary that they corrupt more than Parliamentary because the committee Mr. Abdul Kargbo they explain. If they able to get the vote, the Parliamentary they always talk say they in the rural government that they really support. So they not represent the people. They don't go there for their own interest. So there is no use. May them pull another Parliament. Then two, Abdul Kargbo now stand for the people, but now we don't start them before. We encourage this government here. Some bill we come for una they encourage it because of una own dance. They give now today for give now satisfied. Now una don't see say they want a bill we get for car affect now men no pass them. But una don't encourage the government. Now they just look to una no more now to go do day. We don't tire.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
We go on the line again and take another call. All right, we think we don't miss this one and no connect. All right, we go for another one. Let's see. Another call. Welcome to the show. Your name and inside the call from. Please, you get 1 minute.
Hello, yeah, thank you very much. Me thanks go again to Honorable.
Okay. Not listen to
okay,
yourself.
Thank you very
not
much.
Listen to yourself. Not listen to yourself. Reduce the volume alone.
Me thanks go to Honorable Kargbo.
Please listen to. We not listen to you set. If not that, you not going for talk.
No, I know.
Now you
the
talk.
TV
So
off.
Go ahead.
The TV they off anyway. It off. The TV they off. You get me now?
Ahead,
the TV they off. Yeah. Okay, I say first of all, thanks very much to Honorable Kargbo. Unfortunately, I don't get for the meeting because I'm in constituent. Now 077 on Saturday, I come America and London. But now one thing, the rumor is going on that because they don't give them that welfare, when they don't increase their own salary, they say they get for good sell out permanent year. So they just try for full no more. Then the rumor they go on. But me get confidence in them because I trust and I'm a constituent and I'm a MP. But the only thing that they try for dispel that rumor they say, then give them force, bribe them with the welfare bill for let them get boku money next year, for let them pass this way. If they don't pass them, they don't get that one day. So I want to dispel that day because any bill where they go to that parliament for law see because Abbas Mundu sit on there. He say, would I say hi? Let's say na 5 now, then say nay. He will say nay, have it. So me not get no confidence say this bill not go pass under. But the only thing no more, now for let them by them to themselves say, now sell out and not sell out already. They just one can watch face no more.
Very well.
Me na constituent them scammer.
Thank you.
Na lunge them me very well. I did not England for now. Okay then.
We go to another call again. Welcome to the show. You said.
Hello, hi, how are you?
We okay by God in power. Please wait the call go. You name inside the call from.
Okay. I don't know that I just a constantial union. You know, see always what they call upon the program. That's what they call myself.
Okay.
And they call from around the world.
Okay. No
I just want to say many thanks to the young man within the studio where they participate on our program tonight. Okay. This is an eye opener. And at the same time again, I want to say thank you very much so now for the being kind program here to we. Me on 2 cents in this, you know, the young man, they don't do what they're supposed to do. So, but they get a very, very big work. I mean, they get plenty for do ahead of them. Me just want to let them not relent. Let them continue for educate the voters them. Let them continue for push out because if they allow any of them tear them pass, automatically it means 2023. Then just they wasting time. So they make sure see them do what they're supposed to do. For stop them at all costs because the people are sending there for do the right thing. If they not do harm, the people and get for blame them. You understand? This is a democracy. I was there in Freetown. 1996, we show the military them, we kick them out, and then they get gone and get all things. So now. Then people are holding a parliament then for make sure they defend democracy at all costs. Then for stop this thing.
You don't exceed the time. Thank you.
Thank you so much for having me.
Alright, so now come with Honorable Inside whilst we wait for the second set of call. Honorable, you know a lot of things they don't call. Let's start with this very first one. One question day we can in fact somebody will write a long term, but I will wait for the right time for count time. People and say because of this welfare bill, so una want for sell out because of that one day. So first of all, let me get your personal opinion into this. This welfare bill, what they talk about for member of parliament. So I think say they been busy, you don't look hungry. So this welfare bill, you what you take on them? You they in support or not?
Interestingly, the welfare bill na a private members bill.
Okay.
When they say private members bill, anybody can sit down at parliament, they write a law where it lay na the table of parliament. They write a law. Now the right standing of every MP.
So we that day we don't get the explanation, but the question is, you support the idea of
And they come. The welfare bill, some of we see just where they lay on parliament. In fact, no, they're not even lay it in parliament. Some of we na social media we see.
Okay.
We come on a printer and we see na social media. You know, and some of we get the opinion say something they did where the members of parliament they need, something they did where the members of parliament they don't need. Because inside one grain here, we lost up to 4 members of parliament because they not get medical. And salary them in the pay salary late. Like Honorable Eskimo, he then a sick bed and not get money for go hospital. That end they pay with the 7th of the other month. We get meeting at parliament, we call him for camp. Now he send at the group. He say in no way. In fact, not one paper doctor nurse now they go. We then go treat her. Now they he left, he died.
All right. So if Honorable come back, you know, from that pause day, I still can ask Honorable the same question. Honorable,
yes.
This thing is very important. We don't hear a lot of people they don't say, especially this medical is very important. What do you not need in this welfare bill?
They put say members of parliament where they travel with
business class says.
Yes, me not say that they're important.
Okay.
They're not important. What is the difference between business class and the normal economic class where they travel?
What else? We're not important.
Yeah, it's not important. That is not important. You understand? So some things and they inside the welfare bill when me feel say not important. But outside na me young yai, I don't see members of parliament they sick, they don't die. We don't do so much by election. As I they talk so, members of parliament and they were not able to work. When they suffer from stroke. Stroke kill Honorable Samba from Masheka, where we just doing by election. Because it's 6 stroke, money no day for fly amount.
So now I don't get your point. Some things and they were good, some things and they were not good. So in general,
Yes.
you buy the idea of the welfare bill.
No, well, not to all things they abide.
Okay, all right.
Are they in favor of the medical facility for members of parliament? Because as they talk so, offices then there's so many offices then we get medical. And
All
some
right.
of them are low grade offices then get medical.
So-
So member of parliament with all the stress, with all the tension, they don't get medical.
So now another person just asked, say, especially somebody from a constituency, one of your constituency. Well, interesting, and because as far as we're concerned, people and they wait and they say, and when I don't sell out because of this, when I want them things there so.
No, one thing I want to make clear, now that members of parliament, especially from the opposition, they don't suffer now this government in hand than any set of people.
Okay.
This government, city member of parliament, they don't lock on up at Pademba Road. Even me once I don't sleep in a cell. Oda go let them get money, then they lock on a cell. We want to see the back of this government as soon and as fast as possible.
All right, Agoli, so let's take another call.
We don't ever compromise with this government.
Let me take other. Let's take other set of calls them, and we'll come now. I want to touch on something quickly. The present situation, them fuel, and the redenomination and other things. And briefly, before we go, calls them with the kind of whilst with the talk. Well, if they're not coming inside yet, we will still allow them whilst with the talk. Okay, let's see. We just take 4 more calls, quick one. Welcome to the show. Your name inside the call phone, please. You get 1 minute.
I want to do thank you. I'm glad you could participate. I the call from the United States. I didn't Virginia.
Okay.
Honorable, this question they come for go for Honorable Kargbo because possible as a bit. We don't go to the same university actually. I'm meeting my guy with me attend.
Okay.
Now, they can't take this bill because one thing first we get for know the pros and cons. We deal with the bill. It gets a benefit there at the same time. It gets a hunt. We get for hunt. Una the honorables themselves, and especially we the citizens of the country. So when I get for look on our side, then my question to you: what are the contingency plan? Because before I come to this topic of this bill, when I talk in terms of the election, we get the election, we play the go scatter, take the box. So let me say then they happen in one constituency happen. What are the contingency plan would they in place? Just after that, can you explain to the people, let the people understand? Because one caller we call to the lane man for know what they go on at the village. Because people are blind. So if me don't go cast me votes, I don't let me what I do. I don't go cast me vote. Then somebody go for them for me votes. It disappear. Then all of a sudden they nullify a particular region. How you think say that man go feel?
Thank you very much.
And we begin practice now this by-election will go na Samba Bendugu. We make sure say we attract the attention of international partners. Now side the way we know say them and they get tendency for broke ballot box. So most side there you go see either the deputy ambassador for EU, it snap behind the box, or representative from American embassy, then snap behind the box, or representative from German embassy, then snap behind the box for protect the box. You see?
Okay. All right. Slogan.
So we, in the first place, no one passed a law.
Call hold on, please.
We go give right for other the broke box, for let broke the box.
Okay. All right, hello, go on the line. Welcome to the show. Your name inside the call phone, please. You get 1 minute.
Hello.
Yes, you did live. Your name inside the call phone. You get 1 minute. Okay, we lost that caller there. We go on the line again. Welcome to the show. Your name inside the call phone, please. You get 1 minute.
Hello?
Yes, you did live.
Lamina, they call from United States.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, that concern about this bill. And I want to tell the Honorable, thank you for taking this in time for can't talk to with the people.
Yes, not listen to yourself, Flaming. Go ahead. Not listen to yourself.
Yeah, now with regards to for we way they out, we get interest for go register and vote. And there is something that they talk about, I think something like residency, we mean say you for don't reside, I think 6 months or so before the registration or so. So they don't feel say that is something that a clause that one day we go disenfranchise for we way they out. And considering at least we have the kind of a role they play in our country, is it right for let the disenfranchise we not to Sierra Leone and them? We them for tell we say, you understand? We for not did this 6 months before.
Quick one, but listen to Honorable, yes.
Yeah, law no the way it talks so. You can come at any time you register and go back.
Okay, get that
ready for count vote. No law no the way it talks so.
The law I get them, but where I would understand saying a part of the thing they way they pan the bill.
No, now they tell you now say
no,
not the day at all.
No, law no the you know the day.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Okay, we'll go to another call. Welcome to the show. Your name and inside the call from, please. You get 1 minute.
I'm a concerned citizen from the US.
Go ahead, please. You get 1 minute.
Yes, on a check. So I get a question for the Honorable. As they listen this now, they talk about this vote and they talk about simple minority. So I want to know, because of the number in our parliament, and say the MPs, the parliamentary,
not a simple minority, it's a simple majority. That means you get
simple majority. Yeah. So the parliamentary there, then they always deal with the government. So if you add a number to the parliament, to the current government, Honorable there, I want to know which are the APC there relationship with the NGCC for MPs and the C4C MPs.
All right, thank
you. So if you combine then three sets of MP then the versus the SLPP and the MP and the parliamentary there, what are the ratio?
Thank you. Honorable, quick question. Go with Andy.
Yes, C4C now the 8. But most of them can vote, 5 they vote for we, 3 they vote for government. NGC now then 4. And we all can vote together as 4. Independents now then 3. They all can vote for government.
Okay, so thank you very much for answering that question. We go to another call. Welcome to the show. We'll take 2 more calls. Welcome to the show. Your name inside the call from, please. You get 1 minute.
Hello, we are.
Please, you're live now. Your name inside the call from, please.
All right, my name MK. I call from France.
Go ahead, please.
All right, I want to ask Honorable, because there are many people, especially the opposition, the APC, say this particular election there is no way for rigging. Then they make sure say they attract or the international observers them for like how they do that by the by-election when they talk about. So they talk about as the country as large, how they feel say international observers then able cover all sides of the country for protect the people then vote and any form of fraud. And also my second question for Honorable, how far about, even though not in the topic, about the APC flag bearer for the convention, I want to forget.
Thank you. Thank you. Let's answer that quick. Honorable, you get 2 questions from this week. Thank you very much.
Protection of vote. Even we get for employ the presence of international observers. If they're not enough, we say ready for protect we vote. Because even as somebody do go not to all sides every day. So on side and day we participate and very vigilant, they were very resolved and make sure say they resist any form of intimidation and violence against them. And also you ask me when APC will get them flag bearer. Well, of course, the first responsibility we get now for promulgate the rules them. We don't promulgate the rules them. The rules then they be gazetted soon. Once they don't gazette the rules them, it will take 30 days for mature. If you mature within 30 days, 2 weeks after that, we go into lower level. But if them petition them, we get for resolve the petition, it will take 44 days. After the 44 days, 2 weeks after that, we go into lower level. After we don't do all we lower level, 28 days after we lower level, we go into convention.
All right,
convention for getting national officers.
Thank you. We go to another call. After this, 1 more. Welcome to the show. Your name and inside the call from, please.
Me a concerned citizen at the call from America.
All right, let's get 1 minute, please.
Honorable, want to thank you so much for where you come at the show. My questions them now regarding them 4 paramount chieftain. Them paramount chieftain, they all belong to different constitutions, different places there. 14 paramount chieftain, right? Yeah. They all belong to different places them in the city. So when they go out for go talk to them paramount chieftain, they answerable to them people within their constituency. So me feel say the member of parliament would belong to their constituency for they make sure so when they go talk, make sure say the paramount chieftain, then they and then the witness all which they educate the people in. This is so the people in them una say no say majority of people in they not go school. So and when they go educate if now the language when that tongue that they talk, that language they for talk to them people in they for educate every single one where they mama or papa or pikino whatever if they for educate them. So me na that name be the big una where they make the law in alone. Do ya? Let them go talk. Them people paramount chief, them people they with them talk them. Then they vote for them paramount chief then. Right. They're not to put themselves at that place there.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right, that's the last call. Honorable.
Yes, of course, the paramount chief, each one they represent a district. Yeah. But most of what think can happen. Now that the district within they all they represent, each one and they could get 14 paramount chief because now 14 districts, 3 town no mixed day. Urban and rural no mixed day. Western urban and rural. The most times the paramount chief then they afraid, say them go petition them, say then they pull them at them throne or then go this that. So most them paramount chief they obey government. Anything government say, now paramount chief they say they do. You see? So we get a strong difficulty with that. I say most of we get engagement then our constituencies then this weekend. Now that make myself Kanlunge for make sure say Saturday we get meeting with we constituent. Then we no one knows party day because this not about salon, this not about the country. So we invite we constituent then to a meeting, a town hall meeting. Also we go present to them content of this new electoral law where they want to go pass. So that we will get their opinion as constituents them. And waiting until we basically now go for go portray in our parliament so far.
All right. So now let's talk about this present things in the country. We don't begin to talk about the new loans. Tell me something. What this mean for the country? How now they welcome this?
In fact, the new loans, many of us say timely. Some man they say, well, our advantage is they reduce the notes. They not reduce notes. The new loans not they reduce notes. Because I assume say, you forgo with 100,000 on side, yeah. Then the 100,000 now 10,000 you own 10,000 10. Now you make 100,000 you forgot. But now 100,000 now something like 10,000 and 10 yes. So you get for all that same amount that 1,000 in 10 for like get the 10,000. So now the same number of notes the way they use. And for let you go print money is expensive. Meaning you get for spend money for go print the money. That money the way you spend, you could have invested it in any other side. You could have invested it in any other place. And mostly now even the dollar where they go up. Remember I say we money don't small now. Now 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 how they talk about. Where the dollar they go up now. In they go like when they go 1,310 million. 1,320 million, 1,330 million. You go so because now 10 million, 20 million, 30 million, 40 million. So it just go skyrocketedly. So to me, I not feel saying a good initiative for law introduce a new loans now. They get for strangulate the economy. They get for cause shocks and pressure to the economy. Yeah, and things them very, very difficult now. Salon as at the top. Things them very, very difficult. A liter of fuel as of yesterday now 22,000 millions. And say we fuel go up everything else. Fuel na political commodity. Everything else.
But this fuel business every day the government they tell we say na international crisis na any cause una na the opposition they make as if una get solution to the problem. They try for fool the people, but we all know say na problem this way una self no get solution to.
No fuel for let fuel go up now based on IMF, money wey IMF want give. Now IMF conditionalities. If IMF want help you as a country, then they give condition. Say we no go to help you, they subsidize this, they subsidize this. You understand? So then they urge government for remove the subsidy per fuel. They use that money, the IMF help them with some money. You understand? Now money we IMF make with, we IMF forgive them, I make them they increase fuel price.
Okay, so this now the system right now where they go on at the country. So as we did so right now, we they see because we don't see reports where they tell we say angry we don't go up 4 times from 2018. You know, we find out the poverty don't increase, all of them things, and they wait till they hope for see.
Right now the economy is in shambles. Debts don't increase. Even in the recent budget, where the minister the how they call it, the supplementary budget, where the minister will present in Parliament. It's okay. They say the minister say inflation don't increase. They say debt don't increase. They say public spending also don't increase. So this is now one of the worst states of economy we will ever get as a country. It's now one of the worst.
The time where the Leons, the encounter with them papi sham na container them na Kenima, we hear some people they say, hey, this they can make say we they can enjoy right now, poverty they can do all of them things and they this na the average na the ordinary, you know, the average people the mentality na then just don't begin display. So this in my opinion, I think say because for example if rest day right now 500,000, it means say you get for count to 50,000 Leons. And remember we think Abdul Kargbo been talking the 2018 campaign, you know, they left for 60,000, APC can go 200,000. Now that ordinary man don't begin say, hey, thing that they can cheap, where they can enjoy. You know, if you say this will be like another tumble block obstacle for now for the campaign in 2023.
Well, others say thing that they can cheap and they can enjoy. The person is for no say the same thing we been taken forget that 500,000. Now the same thing they take and forget the 50,000 now. Other they been they pay 10 million. Now 10,000 or 100,000 then go they pay. You see? So the money in Kanwange for be very difficult, just like the way we spend that. Like I said, this not cause any difference. No difference in no cause in the economy. No difference. The only difference now that to spend extra money for let them go print for the extra money. You see? And that Kenema incident, most of them are the supporters, then they don't brainwash them before then they go with the money. And that make them in the sing them in the dance. But I should say, they go down they gain consciousness now.
Okay. So already say for sensitize the people on this?
Definitely.
You see anybody go now like your constituency or your district for go educate people on this?
No, nobody.
Yeah, okay.
Nobody.
Okay, so I think they can go now, but I'm not going to go again and not ask you the same question where somebody be the attempt for ask una. Una then at the interim executive. They don't give una time. By the way, I think una been get how long they been given for conduct una elections them and everything at the party?
Well, we not get specific time. We make we not get specific time. The judge give we say from the 10th for takeover and to the 27th with Odom promulgate we rules.
27th of this month.
The 27th of last month.
Okay.
With Odom promulgate we rules from the 27th. And to the 3rd of this month, we Odom present the rules to PPRC.
And I don't do all of that?
Don't do that. Yes, we don't do all of that.
So the rules yeah, close. Go ahead.
Yeah, for let them publish the rule now. PPRC get for send and a printer. For let printer go printer. After them printer, then send them back to PPRC. PPRC send them to we follow watch wait till we write if we get any correction they for make. After that, we send them back to PPRC. PPRC send them back to the printer. Printer, and then send them back to PPRC. PPRC send them to we. Law we say yes. We law confirm say wait till we correct okay before ever printer the publisher.
How long all of this will get for take?
We don't done all of them stage then they and for let them publish anymore now.
Okay.
We don't do all of them stage then they.
So roughly who's still not the expect for begin all na primaries?
Well, immediately after 2 weeks after the rules then don't mature. The rules then they take 30 days if they're not petitioner. If they're petitioner, they take 44 days. So immediately after that, then now they begin with primaries.
Everything done there in place for arranging on our elections then?
Definitely. they can appoint a 25-man election team. The judge in the ruling may not appoint the chairman when Ibrahim Sori when have been the head of the Constitutional Review Committee. Now the chair, the 25-man. So we, the ITGC, get the responsibility for only appoint 24 people there. So 21 plus 24 equal 25. Now they get for organize the elections. Now all over the country. Now they get for organize the lower level elections. Say to delegate conference.
Thank you very much. Apart from all we don't talk, any other thing the way you want for say to people and before you go?
No, well, I just want to express my sincere thanks and appreciation to all who that take time for call. Somebody say we need for engage the local TV stations and the local radio. On Monday, likely, I go there 98.1 for explain most of what I don't tell you so. You know, somebody also say back what we do for if APC MPs they don't sell out. You know, nobody no go see possibly get if they get the opportunity for jailer, the jailer, they will give that person the power. So this power, it has to do with the life of MPs from the opposition. Yeah, we get a lot of colleagues that we don't incarcerate, colleagues that don't sleep in a cell, na Pademba Road, as the case may be. Mrs. don't sleep in a cell for a crime I didn't commit, you understand? So we no one see a continuation of this government. Not in other way this government will give it. We go appease we for say Lord left them back, let them continue. We pray as now for say elections are free and fairly conducted, and every signs and signal they say SLPP they go. So we just wait for that same day.
How sure you be?
I'm quite sure, pretty sure, very, very sure, pretty sure, very sure. Except if Posse one continue for buy fuel, 50,000 for a liter. Now I go left SLPP. Because if they do ratio, we get what we call trend analysis. If una can inside 4 years, una meet at 6,000, then una don't can go to 22,000. So una don't add 26,000 just inside 4 years. You know, you pull a meet at 6,000, say and go to 22,000. So you don't add 14,000 inside 4 years. 14,000 I don't add. So if they give other 4 years, you will add 28,000. So the current price of fuel plus 28,000, now something like 50-something thousand you chase. So if you give SLPP more opportunity, rest they double, everything they double. And I believe say Sierra Leoneans need better than waiting in the get to. And the only way we then go achieve her, now for law get the right system in place, law get the right government in place. APC been in our government for 10 years. We see APC will suppress increments in prices of commodities, even in the price of fuel. Not to say them problem they are within the face, so APC not in the face anymore. But APC puts the people at the center. APC make a lot of sacrifices for the people.
But then they tell we say then they subsidize like $30 million or so.
It is subsidized 90 thing go up so.
And quick one before we go, we better we talk about subsidy. We see something we leaked today from you know, they say car power ship on this light business where the car power ship don't threaten say if they not actually pay then the backlog they go actually shut down. But we see the energy itself come out and say no, they're not go shut down. You don't give a reason them. You know, as a member of parliament, you don't see that leak document, eh?
Yeah, I don't read that.
Wait be your first impression when you see that kind of thing there?
I doubt. Why make them for all car power ship? I will tell you why make a fit say they're not for all car power ship.
Tell me.
When APC come with car power ship, the arrangement with APC be make with them now 19 cents for kilowatt hour. 19 cents for kilowatt hour. And APC, that's in the price of tariff na EOS now been 590 leos for kilowatt hour. Now so APC mean the seller. We SLPP can make new arrangement instead of 19 cents, then change the arrangement to 16 cents per kilowatt hour. Now them in the pay. So with that new arrangement, they mean they save $2 million every 2 years, $18 million.
So even when they negotiate with the car power ship, they not reduce the tariff price.
Yes, they renegotiate with them. But when they renegotiate with them, where car power ship reduce the tariff and reduce the price for them, they mean they save $18 million for every 2 years. You know what they do? Instead of them say, Lord, reduce the price of the people there because we save money, then 3 times the price where they meet. Then 3 times that. So now a kilowatt hour they cost you over 1,600 leos. They cost you over that. But all that way then 3 times, they no will still pay car partnership. They no will pay there.
And this money, although not see the first phase of the document, but the first rumor will be they come out and be $50 million then they don't owe them.
It pass.
Honor will not tell me that all day.
It pass.
And I see even Guma Valley have not is the time. So everything they go up, but salary they go up.
And now all thing the notice them, they just they car every day. Not so Guma no more.
Guma do is which one?
NPSSF do is.
Yes.
We see to then see coach the all now the is.
Yeah.
All man the is price. Now salary no more no they go up. Ferry do is price, taxi them do is price, all man do is price.
But the salary na stone, you know the move.
No, name.
All right. But this problem all na the country, so if una assume power in 2023, una get the solution, una not go do it like how caretaker be do it, we tell we say it get the solution to the problem, but at the end of the day, tell we say not overnight, and wait till be the scene not to emit.
They say a chick that is going to be a cock is spotted the first day it is hatched.
Tell me.
They say when you want to know how beautiful your wife will be when she is old, you must look at the face of your mother-in-law. APC don't dey power for 10 years. 10 years we don't dey power. If you say all the difficulties the way then they get now, we don't mean they get her. But we able manage her, we'll be able to control her. We then can nothing the way they not talk against we. Nothing this now the world economy in living memory. We na racketeers, we na this, then they can't change the economy. Where you come, you for land from other they come. You get for land from there. You see? And now we don't get the worst economy. All the microeconomic indicators, they only are the worst. They only are the worst. Very unfortunate.
Okay, Honorable, let's let you go rest small bit because you go back and go Yagba tomorrow. Thank you very much. But now one word now don't take from me no more. From this talk, all don't talk. Say if you want to know how you wave go like tomorrow for what you model your face.
Exactly.
Thank you very much, Honorable. God bless you and enjoy it.
You not saying thank you for hosting me.
All right, it's a good day. Oh, good night. Yeah. Oh yeah. Anyway, now so Honorable be taking time and talk to me inside the program. We want to tell you plenty thinking. So you actually get for begin watch now. Before ever you choose you if you want to get fine way for the all, you get for begin watch your model. Oh God, I like that. You get for beginning watch your model now. Now at the beginning. And they can't begin watch. Hey, sister Admina beg. Send for me you mama in picture, yeah? Everybody now for big before this is a good one. They say food for thought. And then a good one for end the program today. Anybody, any man we want for know how you woman go tell like in the future I go tell like one at the old. I beg now for watch you model in face. Watch the woman and mama in face, yeah, because you don't carry age already. But wait to not to all man fiber and mama. But majority still watch. Anyway, let's take this time for just take me leave. When they say la Parliament, la park and go. Oh no, but thank you. At least you make like get fresh one for go sleep. Well, until we meet again tomorrow, it's another beautiful edition of your program. We had my name is Mbepe, the freedom fighter, on behalf of my brother and the team, for saying all thank you for when I don't like, when I don't share, when I don't comment, when I just come and view. We want for appreciate now. One for appreciate now so much. Two, Not to all my people. Yeah, so I don't know no more now I will get for look at, but still majority FIBA in mama. So Lord watch, Lord begin watch. Anyway, until we meet again, my name is Sembe Pierre, the freedom fighter. God bless we all. God bless we country Sierra Leone, where we call we are. Good night.
You know say plenty people no get for vote the time for election. Not because they no want for vote, but now because of this simple mistake where I can't tell you what so now I go make plenty people no vote. Right now, as the Electoral Commission Salon don't pull the date for vote and for register, plenty people just the yagba and they rush go do things them as then they tell them for do. But hey, members say registration, the voter registration, they begin from the 3rd of September to the 4th of October 2022. Then a number 1 step where go give you guarantee say you go vote. But if you make mistake during this time, you no go for vote. And I think this way person no go able for help you pan. What in this mean? It means say no ever register na the area where you dey work, do business, or where you dey go school. You know what it make? You don't know. Sometimes the time for the election, then go say public transport not for run. This na big challenge for you. Remember, if you tap na Kalbaton and then you dey walk na Lomley, how you go able for go and vote na that side? You go able for waka? The answer na no. So, no make that mistake dey. As them blow the whistle, when they say, hey, today na the 3rd of September for begin the voter registration. Do ya try by all possible means for register na the center where they near you house. So the day when they go say for voting, whether Mutuka deal, Mutuka not deal, not to your business. You dey go serve na morning, vote, return back na your house. So you see, if you make this mistake, the possibility go they say you no go vote 2023. So waiting at this yagba now for say me party go continue for then power or me party go return a power if I'm not able for vote. You want vote, they change the whole situation.